Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the daily devotional series for the first time, Primero Dia. Primera el día, la día, el día. Primero Dia. We are starting Love Letters from Jesus, Book of Revelation, chapters 2 and 3. So I want you to just be focusing now, be reading Revelation 2, the letter to the church at Ephesus, which we're going to get to mañana. But now we need a little setting, context, introduction. So Revelation is that mysterious prophetic book, which is an apocalypse, an unveiling. That's what the meaning of the word is. Unveiling given to John, the now very old, some say 98 years old, apostle. He's on the island of Patmos. He's been exiled there because he was a Christian. Many professors of New Testament history say it was under some very severe persecution going on, which affected him. See, some Roman emperors, like, whatever. Other Roman emperors, like Trajan, Domitian, others, whoa, they tightened the screws. Nero before all of them. And they really went after Christians. So John's there, and on the Lord's Day, he's caught up in the Spirit, and unfolding before him is not only 7 letters he's to deliver to 7 churches, which is our business, but a panorama of things from chapter 4 on to the end of the book. But I want to read to you for introduction the end of the first chapter, chapter 1, verse 17. When I saw him, Christ, I fell at his feet as though dead. Then he placed his right hand on me and said, "Do not be afraid. I am the first and the last, Alpha and Omega. I am the living one. I was dead, and now look, I'm alive forever and ever. And I hold the keys of death and Hades." So we see a triumphant vision here that he sees total dominion. Christ is revealed to him, not a man on a cross, not a man as he saw him just out of the tomb, just with looking still like a human, with the nail prints and all that. This is the glorified Christ. Write therefore what you have seen, what is now, and what will take place later. Write therefore what you have seen, vision, what is now, the letters, to 7 existing churches, and what will take place later. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand. Jesus is seen earlier in that chapter as having 7 stars in his hand, and he's walking among 7 golden lampstands. 7 stars, 7 golden lampstands. And now he's going to give the meaning. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. So let's get it straight. Jesus is seen with 7 stars in his right hand, the hand of power, the hand of faithfulness and keeping. And those stars now, which John didn't know what they signified, Jesus is saying they're the angels of the church, and the 7 lampstands that he's walking among that have light and are supposed to produce light are the churches themselves. Now, the word therefore, first of all, notice where Jesus is seen walking among the 7 golden lampstands. Why? Because the churches are the thing that's nearest and dearest to his heart. He's not walking among outside the door of Caesar's palace in Rome. That's where the juice was. He's not seen trying to get into the Roman Senate to try to say a word for righteousness. No. He is walking among the golden lampstands. Why? They are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. If that light becomes dim, we have problems. We're going to have problems. So the welfare of his churches is supreme. Elsewhere in the New Testament, we know that the people of God are called his body. The church is his body. He's the head giving instructions to a body which, so important, must be healthy and strong. But now he's seen walking among the 7 churches where his interest is, and he is writing to the angels, holding the 7 stars, which are the angels. Let's just talk about First Church. Among the 7 churches has nothing to do with the building. When we hear the word church, we like, yeah, down there on 6th Avenue and 2nd Street in Brooklyn in Park Slope, there's a church building. There is one there. That has nothing to do with the church. This is the church, the people of God, gathered together in cities. The church is made up of people. We're the living stones that make up a spiritual building. Now, the commentators are in disagreement. Some have thought the angels were actually, there's an angel for each church, but most, because angel means messenger, that these letters were written to the leaders, the messengers, the senior pastors, whatever, of these churches. 7 stars, 7 angels, messengers. 7 golden lampstands are the 7 churches themselves. All of them, by the way, are in what we now know as Turkey. Now, what we're going to have as we get into this starting tomorrow is Christ's view of the church, not what people thought. And that's so important. If you live by what people say, you can be deluded by your own advertising. This is Jesus writing, and he's going to commend or correct by his view, which is the only view that counts. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to see what church was most popular, who got the most ink, what was more social media about. No. Jesus, the head of the church, the one who's building his church. So we're going to walk through this. We're going to spend days now talking about the church at Ephesus, and we're going to learn and then apply it to ourselves. Because there's messengers and churches and letters to those churches, but we can then take application not only to the church, whatever church you're part of, but to our own hearts. As it always says at the end, he that has an ear, or she that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. We'll start tomorrow.